So now you know all the basics about the three different muscle groups. You know about smooth muscle, the cardiac muscle, and the skeletal muscle. And as part of the chapter skeletal muscle, I talked a little bit about muscle contraction. I've only touched on this, and in the next chapters, we will go more into detail about talking this. So you know this picture, I've told you we have very important parts of the muscle. And the most you will think about will be myosin and actin. These are very important, and about that edge zone. And this is the relaxed part, and this is the contracted part. You see the edge zone is getting smaller. And in the next part, I want to tell you how a contraction really works and what you need for a contraction. So the basics of muscle contraction is you need three things to perform a contraction. Of course, you will need energy and you will need calcium. Many people don't think about calcium, but it's so important to have calcium to perform contraction. And in most things you will need oxygen. We will see there can be contraction without using oxygen, not for a long time, but it's possible. But for talking about it in general, you will need these three things. So at first, the energy. You know, every teacher will tell you mitochondria are the powerhouse of the cell, and that's true because mitochondria serves adenosine triphosphate. You know this, like from school. This is our molecule to generate energy, and you have resources of these ATP in your muscle. For now, we will talk about muscle wet weight. Wet weight means 1 kilogram of muscle has muscle and also the water inside of the muscle. So muscle wet weight is muscle and water 1 kilogram. So as I said, you will have resources 5 to 7 millimole per kilogram muscle wet weight ATP, and you will have 15 to 20 millimole per kilogram wet weight phosphocreatine. We will talk about why you need phosphocreatine. It's also part of the energy generation. For the second, you will need oxygen. You know, myoglobin serves oxygen for the ATP synthesis. ATP synthesis means you will have ATP in your body, like we talked about this here, but you also need to generate more ATP. And for that, you will need oxygen. And you have 6 grams of myoglobin per kilogram wet weight muscle. And for the third thing, you will need calcium. And the endoplasmatic reticulum serves this calcium to perform a contraction. For the next, we will talk about the sliding filament theory, and this part, you see this and this. I will circle it, and I will tell you that these parts are exactly these one here, and I will tell you how this contraction works.